This is the Riverhawk Sports Nest podcast, talking all things NSU athletics. I'm Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
Brought to you by
NSU Athletics, Precision Consulting Group,
and DJ Sean Solo Entertainment. The Riverhawk Sports Nest is a Rogue Radio Network production.
You can like, follow, share, and enjoy the show. You can listen to Riverhawk Sports Nest on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music.
Hi, this is your Riverhawks tennis team. I'm Sophia.
I'm Annika.
And we always listen to Sean Solo and Captain Morgan on the Riverhawks Sports Nest.
Let's go.
Good evening. Guess what? It is Wednesday night. We're here at Emery's Grill. This is the Riverhawk Sports Nest podcast. I'm Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
We do this every Wednesday at around 6-ish, if you will. This is episode number 404. We do this at every Wednesday at Emery's Grill in downtown Tahlequah. We want to, of course, thank Emery's for hosting our show every week. You can come hang out, as always, watch the show live, and even ask the players and coaches a question. We'd like to give our sponsors a mention here. So we've got Precision Consulting Group, DJ Sean Solo Entertainment, and the Sports Nest is a Rogue Radio Network production. You can now watch the Sports Nest episodes on the Rogue Radio Network YouTube channel. So you can go to Instagram and Facebook for the link to all the platforms, and be sure to like and share. Now, we got a little bit of news we want to share with everybody. So we've been doing this since October of 23. Sports Nest has just passed 2,000 mark of 2,054 downloads since we launched in October. And already since starting the Rogue Radio Network channel on YouTube last fall, we have now had 690 as of today. So I think people like to watch more than listen, or a little bit of both. So,
but still the highest rated episode.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I knew you would jump in, but I've got something on that. So, William.
Moving on there, the Sports Nest. Before we get into that, the Sports Nest would not be possible if it wasn't for our current sponsors and our AD, Mr. Coach John Sizemore. And the purpose of our podcast is to talk all things NSU athletics and be able to contribute a portion of our sponsorship directly to the NSU athletic program. If you'd like to become a sponsor, we've got several packages to choose from. Just reach out and DM us on Instagram or Facebook. And then coming up on the podcast schedule, February the 5th, we're going to have men's coach Rob Slanka on, Cameron McCullough from Tulsa, and Carl Murch from England to join us. So they'll be coming across the water, which I think we have got that covered today as well. After that, we'll have softball Coach Rody on. Following that, baseball Coach G. Week after that, we will not be doing a show because we're going to be in Rogers State covering a basketball game. Now, all that's out of the way. It's the good stuff.
Okay, so here we go. So before we get started, I want to go over some interesting statistics. Women's tennis was the Sports Nest's first official team episode back on October 19th, 2023, with 89 downloads. The second appearance was on September 24th. The third appearance was September 24th, 2024, with 97 downloads. Women's tennis leads number 1 and number 2 all time in the episodes. Next closest is football with 78.
No sweat. We're going for 100 tonight.
That's it.
It's unbelievable. So this is now Coach Tim's 4th appearance.
Is it really?
This is the 4th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got you each season. So you're leading the charge, sir.
The people want what people want.
That's right. Well, Coach Tim, why don't you tell us who you got on the show today?
So we've got her second time on the podcast from Ukraine. She's a sophomore, Sofia Kotliarova, and January freshman. So she's only been here for 2 weeks.
Wow.
From South Africa, more specifically Mosul Bay, the home of the great white shark.
Oh.
Annika Kleinhans is here.
I was looking that up exactly where you were in South Africa, so it's about 4.5 hours away from Cape Town, so it's like right in the center.
Yes.
Okay.
And I say that as someone who loves watching Shark Week.
Yes,
and
I do
every
too.
year they're in Mosul Bay. Every year. Because they got that ridge where the sharks can sneak attack from,
No, that's one where they shoot up from the water.
Yeah, air jaws.
Air jaws.
I didn't even know that.
Well, now you do. I can't remember. Was that in the fall that they put that on there? I feel like there's like 1 or 2 weeks of
Well, it's
Shark
always
Week.
like, I think it's like mid-July sometime.
Okay.
But I love it. I watch the whole. I'll if working from home, I'll put Discovery Channel on and just watch all day Sharks.
So yes, in the States we dig sharks. So we'll have a lot of that. Okay, I just lost my train of thought, so I know where I was going with all
Sorry.
that.
I'll jump into a question here. I'm going to keep it light. All right. So I know, Annika, it's your first time, so welcome, and Sophia, it's your second. Welcome, you veteran. So, Annika, just to let you know how comfortable it is, I'm going to ask your coach this question. Out of all the belts that The Voice, Ori Phillips, has with wrestling, which one are you most envious of?
Okay, so let's see. He's got the spinner belt that Cena had is pretty freaking cool.
It is, yeah.
Just because it moves.
Yeah.
Do you have the NXT one? Has always been a good one. Do you have an AEW? That's right. We got to get him an AEW one. We got to. I like the TNT Championship design, but the NXT probably either the spinner or the NXT. And NXT just has a real nice, clean look to it.
Okay. Now, do you know what we're talking about? I saw y'all both shaking your
I have
heads.
no idea what
Absolutely
not.
So
I just know you're talking about wrestling, so
Yeah.
I'm like,
so it's wrestling. No, it's a big old belt.
so the episode has taken a turn.
Yeah. Well, no, it's we're getting it loosened up there, so y'all understand. It's just big old belts for the Wrestling Federation, and obviously your coach loves to collect them. And the voice of the Riverhawks, he collects them as well. So it's the kind of a thing that they have when they start talking and bantering about, wrestling, which is something that doesn't. I mean, I don't really get into, but I love listening to the bantering and seeing their belts. So anyway, that's kind of something there just to get it lightened up. I'm going to start off. I'm just going to go ahead and ask a question to you there, Coach. After the belt there. Let's go back. I'm going to go to something serious now. Last season, the team not only finished at 500 in home matches for the first time in a non-shortened season since the 18-19 campaign. You finished a perfect 6-0 in Tahlequah. Congratulations. That included a 4-3 victory over the then-ranked Nebraska Kearney team that would go on to make the NCAA championship in May. What are your thoughts on the success last year's team had at home, and what can be done to ensure similar success this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think across the board, probably any sport you talk to loves to play at home, right? Get your friends out there, get people from the community out. We're no exception to that. One thing we've always talked about in the past as well, I haven't given him this speech just yet, but in any given season, if you can protect home court, especially once we get the conference play, you're probably going to be, well, now it's changed, the math has changed a little bit in the MIAA because with Fort Smith coming in, we now play 9 matches, but previously it had been 8 conference matches, 4 and 4, 4 at home, 4 on the road. So if you take care of home court, that's 4 wins, and that almost always would get you to the top 6 to make the conference tournament. So you take care of home court in conference, you make the tournament. So that's kind of where that started from. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we're there every day, we train every day. It's comfortable surroundings. We've got our playlist when we're warming up. Thankfully here, today it's raining, but even when we practice today, it was almost like 60 degrees almost. So the weather's usually pretty good here. We don't have to drive somewhere and go play indoors or anything. So it's there's a reason they call it home court advantage, right?
Right.
Now, this year, your team is fairly young, with only one senior, Tegan Heaton, and junior Adele Ismagulova, I think is how you say that? maybe?
Ismagulova,
Oh,
yeah.
close enough, all right. What has been the challenges bringing the team together and preparing for the new season?
Yeah, so right now, I mean, just trying to get everybody up to speed, right? So, Adele's a junior, but she just got here a couple weeks ago, just like the 2 freshmen we brought in. And then also, Sophia and Barbara, they're sophomores, but they were January last year. So this is the first time they've been through a fall and a spring season all in the same year. So it's really just trying to get everybody on the same page. So far, we've spent a lot of time focusing on doubles and making sure we've got the pairings right. Everybody knows where I expect them movement-wise, serving-wise, where we're playing. So that's really been most of our focus so far has been getting the doubles down. Singles is singles. We'll get into more strategy as we go through the season. But just with so many new parts here, and Adele coming in from Wyoming, So she's been playing a very, very good level at the Division I level in the Mountain West. But, she's still got to learn how I want to do things and, how learning a new doubles partner and stuff like that. So it's very new, even for the 4 that were here in the fall, getting adjusted to having 3, like almost a half a roster new. So, 2 weeks of practice, and then we open up with Southeastern, who's won the GAC the last 3 years. And so, right into the fire.
Well, what has your assessment been in recruiting the international players and having them come to a successful D2 program versus trying to go D1 or another path? I guess this has been kind of brought up off air before, but do you see our program as a stepping stone to the next level, or how do you approach it to get these international players here?
I think it's a yes and no question. Everybody's going to have their own situation and their own reason for doing things, but the majority of players who have transferred away from here they've competed and produced, and there's certain things that we're just not able to offer that a Division I program is.
Sure.
And that's just the reality, and it's not just in tennis, it's all sports, right? You have a starting quarterback who comes in and lights it up. That NIL money starts talking, there's a good chance maybe they're looking for other things. So, certainly the ones who have stayed here for 4 years, we've loved having them. But it's kind of for us, it's kind of an individually based situation, right? Again, if you look at 3 of the 4 that transferred last year, they're all playing D1, full scholarship, probably. In the past, we had one of our players who was number 3 in the country. She's now playing number 1 at a really good mid-major program at the D1 level. So, and that's not just us. There's other teams in the conference and the region who go through the same thing. I've said before on this podcast, like we play at a low mid-major Division I level, meaning like there's a lot of teams at the Division I level, and I can speak to this because I was there for a long time. There's a lot of teams at the D1 level who would not make our conference tournament. And that means top 6 MIAA, okay? So it ain't no joke here. When you come here and play, you're playing D1 tennis, basically. So that's also part of the reason. And those D1 coaches know it. They poach from D2 teams all the time, all over the country. We're no exception to that either, so.
Well, Coach, I've got some more questions for you, too, but I want to actually, Annika, I want to go ahead and kick off a question for you. I didn't know you'd been here for just a short time. Wasn't a lot of numbers on you, obviously, because you are a freshman. So what is your short time here been like in Tahlequah as far as, I've got some more specific questions, but I'm sure you're just taking everything in. So you're learning just the way that everything lays here, the layout of the land, you're learning the practice, you're learning to meet new people. So just tell me a little bit, about your experience here since you've been here in Tahlequah, since January, just a few weeks now.
Yeah, it's really been good so far. I like it really. It's also like a small town. Like I never lived in like big cities, so I like the small town. There's not like a lot of people, a lot of course. It's like quiet and stuff, and I really like that. And the tennis is really nice. I really like the coach.
And teammates probably.
Good answer.
That's the reason when he first called me, I was really I really liked how the way he does stuff, and that's what got me here. And that's it so far for me. It's not been long so far, so it's a bit difficult.
Yes, and coming from South Africa, like how's the weather been up here compared to what you're used to?
A lot colder.
A lot colder?
Yeah, freezing.
Yeah, I don't like it either. This is the worst part of the year. Absolutely. So
we still got more cold days coming for sure.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, wait till August next year when we start fall practice.
Oh yeah.
Totally other
Yeah,
end.
like, why did I come here?
Real quick question for you too, Sophia. Congratulations again on your second appearance here. So, with you talking about having new players here. So over the past, you've been here for 1 full year now, right?
Yeah.
You were here in January last year. So, you've seen the addition of like 3 new players this year, and then you saw some players leave as well. So, tell us about some of the experiences of what you're dealing with as far as seeing players come and go, and then maybe some of your favorite experiences you've had with some of the players.
I think we have like better communication with all the teammates who just came in like 2 weeks ago, and like we're probably like more friendly than we used to be with the previous teammates, and I think it can help us like with the upcoming season. So and probably we'll do much better than we did last year.
Okay. Yeah, so a little continuity there between you and your teammates.
They're nice. Like even since we got like our team meeting, like we got like pretty good connection between each other, and like we don't have any problems so far. So yeah, we're doing good.
That's good. That's good to hear.
So, like you said, you got your first full season in, and how do you feel like your play's been since last season and going into now the new spring season? How do you feel like your game has either progressed, or what are some of your goals for the season?
I think I play better right now than I played last year because I didn't play on singles, right, Coach?
You played a few, but
A few.
she was
Yeah.
also playing our top doubles team. So
Yeah, but I didn't play singles. So I think I improved a little bit, and hopefully I will play singles this year.
Yeah, she looks so
you
good,
better
Coach.
be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I play better, and like also because of the coach and our practices.
Another good answer.
Another right answer. You paying them off
I
here?
know,
but,
man.
yeah.
Unbelievable. It's almost like I'm giving their scholarship
I know,
money.
a bunch of ass-kissing over here or something. Like asking for playing time almost. So now that you've been here in Talcott for a full year, how's the adjustment been going for you since being away from home?
Well, I kind of used to live by myself. Like, I think I lived by myself since I was 16. So it was like not really new experience for me. And like, it's not like really big of a deal for me to be like too far away from home. So like, it's not a problem for me. So yeah, I like being here. Like, I call my parents every day. So like, and I still go in like back home for the Christmas break or like summer break. So yeah, it's all good.
And I remember we talked about that last time you were on. So how are your parents doing over there?
They're good. I just been like in Ukraine for the Christmas break. I came back. I'm alive.
It's all good. Didn't want any political topics or anything like that, or. But what's cool is that they'll actually get to see you on the podcast this time as opposed to last. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of moving on there, you talked about the doubles. So last year you did well, and I know that you played with Alicia, right?
Yeah.
In doubles. So tell us about that experience, what you learned from her, and then how you plan on implementing that this year as well.
We played pretty good last year because like I think we had like good communication with each other, and like also think so we spoke like the same language, so it's also like was helping us a little bit. So yeah, I think we won like pretty like 9 matches, I guess.
Yeah, I think you guys are about 500 on the year.
9
Yeah.
and 9. 9 and 9.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To be exact.
Pretty
Yeah, I
good
think
memory. Got
we did
it.
pretty good in doubles. And this semester actually I played with Annika.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to tell them the whole lineup yet because
I'm
nobody's
so
seen it.
sorry.
So we're kind of holding that.
Wait
Keeping that under wraps until Saturday for
Sorry.
Southeastern. Okay?
I didn't say.
Now that I know Coach Nelson, he might actually listen to this, so we gotta keep it under wraps here.
Well, there's many views and listens that we have, so that's the information could get out there. So, just talking generic terms.
So Annika, what are you looking forward to most this season then? I mean, other than just the whole experience, but what, as far as the game actually goes, what are you looking forward to?
I'm just looking to having fun, doubles wise, and just have a great season with the players.
What's your strength on the court? Let me ask you that.
My movement.
Your movement?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Like I get literally to every ball if it's possible.
She is what we refer to in the tennis world as a grinder,
Okay.
right? And when we like as a coach, when we say that, we mean it in the most complimentary sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're at like tournaments and like in the junior levels and stuff, they're like, he's such a grinder. No, that's a good for a coach. Like having a grinder is a good thing.
Okay.
It means they're gonna make a lot of balls. They're gonna track things down. You don't get anything for free. So.
All right. Okay.
I can kind of switch that over to you, Sophia. Like, what do you feel like your strengths are on the court, and what do you look forward to bringing this year?
Honestly, also movement.
Also movement?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I move better this semester because coach always says, "Soph, move your feet, move your feet." So I have to. So yeah, I think I'll do better this semester. And I'll just trying to play my best as good as I can.
Real quick, both of you, do you prefer singles or doubles? You can go ahead, Sophia.
I don't know actually. When I was younger, definitely I prefer doubles, but for now, maybe the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, also to like the doubles.
Yeah.
What is it about doubles that you like it better than singles, or you prefer?
Like
Just
you
having
play,
somebody else out there, or
like in doubles you play volleys, like overheads, so like in singles, like the girls especially, they don't really like play volleys, like they don't really like go forward, so yeah, like that's why it's like a big difference.
now you mentioned about Coach Mate, having grinders and having movements on with the players. So is that some of the things that you look for? Tell me about something that you look for, and what type of player you want on the team.
So I think it kind of depends on who else we have as well. So you can't listen. As much as I would like to have a bunch of girls who are 6'1" and could serve and volley, that's unrealistic for pretty much any team. So you got to have styles that complement. And one thing, we've got a few people that play more offensive. We got a few people that can counterpunch. So it gives you some different looks in practice as well, so that when we do play other teams, we've had different styles in practice to help us get ready for that. Again, I was the serve and volley player, chip in charge. I was very offensive, so I'm always gonna when I'm watching video, that's always gonna jump out to me first. But at the end of the day, one of the advantages for us in tennis is that we have rating systems and things, because everything's head to head when you play in tournaments as a junior player, and so results factor into everything we do. And nowadays the rating system is widespread enough that I can go through and look at someone's matches, and so I know what level we have to play at in conference, and so I try to find people that fit that.
I'm going to move on over to you, Sophia. Again, once more, is there a particular opponent that you have this year that you're looking forward to playing? Since you've got a little time here, is there somebody that you played last year that you're looking forward to playing this year?
Oh, not actually, because I didn't play like that much singles last year, and I don't know. I just want to play as best as I can and like try to win matches, like help our team, and have a good season. I don't think I have someone particular I want to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of other sports, there's a lot of in-state rivals that go on and stuff. So like they don't like, for basketball, they don't like UCO. UCO and them are big
We don't like UCO,
kind of deal.
period.
Well,
we don't like them.
We definitely want to, if we can beat the other teams in the state.
Yeah.
Just because of how far Cameron is, we don't get to play them that often. But, obviously UCO in the conference and Southeastern, I think we've played them every year since I've been here. So, definitely if you can have bragging rights in the state, that's always a major positive.
It probably means a little more for us, them coming out, and coming from out of the country. And that's the other thing, actually. Tim, you've got 7 players right now from 7 different countries. Mm-hmm. So you're pretty diverse.
Yeah, it's not necessarily by design. I've always
It was an impression that we had the UN branch here.
Well, I mean, the thing that I think a lot of people may or may not realize is that our sport is truly worldwide. I mean, I get emails from players all over the world and here in the U.S. And so, we certainly recruit in the U.S. as well. Especially in region and in state whenever we can. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I just kind of have the philosophy that there's enough good level players around the world that when we start talking to people, who is the most interactive with me, who asks the most questions, who wants the most information. That's something I always look forward to. Is I'm always going to lean towards the recruits that are more interested in us. It's plain and simple. So if you don't show me interest, I'm probably not going to be interested in you.
So, Annika, how did Tim get you here, besides his charming personality? What was it that enticed you here to NSU?
That's for you to answer.
And maybe.
What brought you? What brought you here?
What did Tim do in the recruiting process for you to get you excited to come here to NSU to play tennis?
It's just I've never been overseas, so for me to get the opportunity to come to America was a great opportunity for me. So, and when I looked at the tennis and stuff, it was all good. So that's what opened. It's like an open door.
Okay. How long have you been playing tennis? How did you get into it?
I started when I was in primary school when I was 7 years old, and I just picked up the racket.
Went from there, huh?
Yeah.
I think I've asked Sophia the same question, maybe last time.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. We won't. But you can still elaborate.
Yeah.
I think I played for like 13 or 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty long time.
Yeah.
Now, Annika, are you able to call home too? You able to call home every day like Sophia is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good then. Now, have your parents been able to visit Tahlequah? No.
No.
No. I'm sure that's quite a haul.
We're gonna get them over here or what?
Yeah.
Come see, watch the matches.
Yeah, it's a bit of a flight. I think when she was coming over, she had some delays and things. It was about 16 hours from Cape Town to Newark just to get to the U.S. So then you got to get from Newark to Tulsa. So that's an all-day affair.
So you flew to New York? Did you drive from up there?
No, I just like around to catch another one.
Okay.
So you went Newark to Houston to Tulsa?
Yes.
Okay, Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. Tulsa.
I got all the routes memorized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a total of 22 hours of
Oh
flying.
my goodness.
No way.
Did they feed you very well, or does that work like that?
I was too stressful on the plane.
I could not do that. So props to you for pulling that off. There's no way.
So the first time in the States then, what do you think about our lovely town of Tahlequah here then?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I really like it.
This summer, I think you'll be able to see really how it flourishes. There's lots of festivals and stuff that go on. Red Fern Festival and Crawfish
Crawfish.
Festival.
I told him, I said, we're playing at home during Crawfish Festival. So,
Oh, nice.
so
my
for
gosh.
anybody out there watching on the YouTube, come on. Because then I'm gonna come down here and have a couple plates of crawfish myself after we win, you know.
That's good. That's good. Have y'all had crawfish?
I don't
Do you
think
know what crawfish is? Okay,
I
there we
you see
go.
the looks on those faces?
Yeah, I just saw it.
No, we just eat sharks then.
Hey, sharks are, I'm from, being from Florida, I've had shark.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
sure.
Put it on the grill just like a piece of tuna.
That's kind of how I feel about alligator because
Yeah. I love me some
I know good alligator tail.
We've got a special guest here tonight with us that's usually on the show with us for some other shows is Coach, the voice of the Riverhawks, Ori Phillips. I'm going to bring him in here and let him take my spot for a second. There we go. And let him ask some questions he'd like to. A little free fire there.
We had to extend some, courtesy to the voice since he's brought us.
Well, listen,
we're like a big team now.
Yeah, well, listen, he brought me in to call basketball a few times, so it's only fair that we return the favor.
Right.
Yes, sir. If it weren't for tennis this Saturday, I would have had him back again. But instead, another phone call was made to somebody else in the department. His name starts with a J and rhymes with Don Sizemore. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. So I mean, this season coming up, definitely looking forward to it. Starting out February 1st. Talk to you. I know this is something we've talked about on the air, Coach, but you basically had to rebuild the roster with only 2 girls coming back, and that's obviously a tough process. As you've gotten to know the girls coming in, what are some of the strengths you've seen already?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've all been, the biggest thing for me is adjusting to the double side of things, right? So for most of them, they've been playing singles their whole lives. Depending on where you come from, you don't always get to play doubles in tournaments, or you may only get to play once a year or twice a year. And like I said earlier, we've spent a lot of time on the doubles so far because of that. And not only that, but, we have first day of classes, first day that we're allowed to practice. And then this year it's February 1st. That first weekend of February is your first match. So you don't have much time to get ready. And this was a rather unique year where we had to bring so many in January. It's been just crash course in doubles. We had one day where it was like a little too cold one day. And so we went in one of the classrooms over there by my office in Dobbins, and I got some dry erase board markers, and we got on the whiteboard and just started diagramming, where I expect you to be when the ball's where. If it's over here, where do you need to be? If it's over here, where do you need to be? When we play same side, how do you need to be? When we play I formation, how do you need to be? And so, I had them all bring notebooks and stuff, and so I think that was actually a big help for us. It's the first time I've ever really done it that way to start a season. So we're going to keep that in the bag of tricks for the future. But I think that went a long way towards helping the new ones kind of pick up. So much of doubles is where you stand and where you hit. It's not necessarily about power, speed, how quickly you can cover the court. The best doubles players in the world just have a sense of, I need to kind of slide this way or slide this way, and then win the poach and put the point away. So for me, that's been the biggest bit so far. But they've really been kind of listening, soaking it in, picking it up. So I feel like we're going to at least give ourselves a chance on Saturday in the doubles, and it's the first time we're competing with our partners, so who knows.
So one more question for you, Coach, and I want to ask one to the ladies before I pass it back to Captain Morgan. Should be a good league this year. Preseason polls just came out talking about the top portion of that. 3 separate teams receiving first place votes. We got UCO here at home, and then Kearney, Washburn. Obviously, both should be really good as well. Not exactly focusing on the MIAA, but we know that's going to be a tough slate, big gauntlet of games there. What are you hoping to learn from the team over the next month and some change in non-conference play?
Well, a few times I've asked who the hell scheduled this tough early in the year. And then I remember it was me, and I'm like, okay. Well, no, I think, so we're opening, I'm trying to think. I think we open, of our first 5 matches, 4 are top 25 in the preseason poll. So, good job, Coach.
Yeah. Good planning.
No pressure. But no, like Southeastern's very solid every year. They've won the GAC tournament 3 times, been in the NCAA tournament. And then when we go down to Texas, we're playing Angelo. They're top 25 every year. And then when we come back, and even Kingsville, we barely, literally as close as you could beat Kingsville last year in a neutral site match. And they were ranked at the time. And then, come back and we go to Edmond, which kudos to Coach Van at UCO. He's put together this kind of invite thing where we got a bunch of D2 teams from different regions coming into play. But, we're playing Midwestern State, who was in the semifinals last year of the NCAA tournament. And then we're playing Harding, who will most likely be ranked this year as well. Yeah. So, it's a brutal schedule to start, but I think that bodes well for us as we get into conference play because, we don't have any easy matches. And this is absolutely getting us ready to play Kearney, Washburn, UCO, Missouri Western, Northwest Missouri, Emporia, Newman. All these teams are good. We can run down the conference, and everybody's good. And so, just getting us ready. Probably a little too tough on my part, but hey, go big or go home, right?
That's right.
And for the ladies, then I'll get it back to the captain. What's the training been like in preparation for the season? Know a lot of big matches, obviously, on the card.
I think for me personally, I feel like our practice is a little bit different than we had last year. So maybe I really hope it will help us this season. Yeah. So I think we'll do good this semester because we were just talking yesterday with other teammates that I feel like we can do good. We'll see.
Certainly. What about you?
Like I said, we mostly focus on the doubles, and the strategies you said is everything is going well, and I think it's gonna pay off in the matches. Definitely.
Well, looking forward to it. Hey, I can't be there on the 1st because we got basketball that day, but the 28th, Henderson State will be in the quad, so I'll definitely try to make it out there, as should, again, the rest of the quad. I'll trade spots with Captain Morgan again. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. The voice of NSU Athletics.
Thank you, voice. Appreciate that. Always good to hear from you, brother.
Well, Captain, I think it's time for our segments. What do you think?
I concur.
Let's do it. So we've got, first off, I just have to make sure I'm hitting the right button. This is called the Sean Solo Trilogy. Obviously, you see I'm a Star Wars fan, so these are not Star Wars questions, but you get 3 questions. There's no right or wrong questions. It's just to help for us to get to know you. And Tim, you can jump in on this if you want to as well. So, question number 1. Spotify gives you a wrap-up of your 2024 music that you listen to. Who was your top artist from that list?
I didn't have Spotify last year.
You don't have Spotify?
I didn't have Spotify. I just got Spotify. I got Apple Music.
Oh, okay.
Who would it have been?
So who would it have been?
Yeah.
I just realized a few days ago that I have a lot of songs of Pitbull and Coach hates him. That's why we don't have enough.
It's not that I hate. It's they listen to Pitbull every day.
That's not true.
Have
he doesn't
to because I practice. I say, what do you guys want to listen to today? You know, meaning like give me a year, give me an artist, and I'll put the radio on shuffle from Spotify. So many Pitbull songs. It's unbelievable how many songs they listen
That's not
over
true.
and over
He
and
just
over
doesn't
again.
like him. He just doesn't like him. Like, that's it.
So I'll be sure to play a lot of Pitbull in the basketball gym.
Yeah.
When you, what about you, Annika?
Mine was actually Afrikaans song because I mostly listen to Afrikaans music. So my artist was Danny Smoke.
Okay, all right. How about you, Coach? I know it's not Pitbull, but
so every year my Spotify Wrapped is like kind of crazy because it goes from my music to their stuff. You know, all the playlist, the playlist, and all that stuff at practice. So
maybe Chris Brown.
What's that?
Chris Brown.
No. We don't support him here. No. So I think I'd have to look, but I believe it was a Japanese kind of like metal rock band called Cold Rain. I love them.
Japanese metal rock band. Don't think I
love it. I love it.
Ever heard that
so
in one sentence.
But a quick bit of trivia. Their lead singer, I believe his mother was American, so all their songs are actually in English. They're not in Japanese.
Okay.
But these dudes rock out. I've been waiting for them to come back to the U.S. for a long time, like for several years, because I want to see them. But they just tour Japan and make a ton of money over there. I'm like, man, come, play some festivals or something. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I think Cold Rain probably they're like one of my, like if I don't know what I want to listen to, Cold Rain. If I'm in the gym, Cold Rain, always a good choice.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Question number 2: what is your ultimate vacation destination?
Greece.
Greece, okay. That's on the list. How about you, Annika?
Cape Town.
Cape. That's probably pretty obtainable. Just 4.5 hours away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, I'm a Florida boy, so anything with a beach,
So that you're happy there.
Yeah. I mean, really loved Nassau the time I went there. Loved it. Cancun was all right, but it's too touristy. Like, I really enjoyed the Bahamas. We did Freeport in the Bahamas, too. I really want to go to the Cayman Islands, though. That's kind of like my bucket list. Like, I want to go do, like 4 or 5 days at an all-inclusive resort, just kind of hang out, eat, sit by the pool and just, take it easy.
Okay. All right, and the last question. What is your favorite fast food?
Back home, probably I would say McDonald's.
Okay. Annika?
Nando's.
Which one?
You guys got Nando's in South Africa?
Yes.
I've always wanted to go to England and try Nando's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is that the same Nando's? It's the same.
I think so.
What's it compared to? I've not heard of it. What is it?
It's also chicken, but it's not fried.
Okay.
It's like more the healthier option, people say.
They're famous for their like peri-peri chicken, I know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. What about you, Tim?
I may get some heat for this, but Taco Bell, man. Oh, God, I love Taco Bell. Dude, listen.
It's okay. It's a classic. It's all right.
My beautiful girlfriend, Andy's over there. We're both big Taco Bell fans. She's ignoring me probably because I mentioned her, but,
she's ignoring you.
No, Taco Bell just, oh, man, they got the value menu, the double beefy cheesy burrito. I mean, dude.
Well, I'm getting hungry, not just because of Taco Bell, but now I'm getting hungry.
And they brought back the verde sauce. For years, they had the verde sauce. Like when I was in high school, they got rid of it. Now they brought it back.
Okay.
So.
There you go. We should get Taco Bell to sponsor the show.
There we go.
Hey, sponsor me.
All right, so that's a Sean Solo trilogy, so good job.
Yeah, good job. So the Greece thing is one thing I think we talked about last time is I'd been before, but I'd like to go back to Greece. And then I think now that Chick-fil-A is in town and not just in a basement at NSU, I think Chick-fil-A would be my favorite as far as fast food. Now the next segment.
Well, hold on. You've answered 2 of the 3.
You got to answer one
What's
more?
the music one?
I don't have one. I mean, I'm all over the place. I mean,
Okay,
big,
so
small.
fine. I'll share mine, and I actually mentioned this in the episode last week, is that Dua Lipa was my number 1 artist. So much so that I got a personal message from her. I mean, it was a blanket to all the fans, but I don't care. I already have a crush on her as it is. And for me to get a message, and I posted like, hey, my girlfriend, she sent me a message about Spotify and everything. And everybody was like, does Mandy know? Is she jealous? He goes, I said, well, no, because John Mayer was on hers, and she got a message from John Mayer. So I'm like, fine, we're even. So
there you go.
Dua Lipa was on mine. And then Ultimate Vacation is, what did I say last time? I don't remember. I want to go back to, not back to, I want to go to Europe. I want to go to the UK and spend a month and meet all my DJ buddies and go through Europe. That's my ultimate vacation. And favorite fast food? It's got to be, well, now that we have Chick-fil-A, so Chick-fil-A is one, Raising Cane's is two. So like they
Ooh, Cane's is a good one.
So like if I had to go to Tulsa or Broken Arrow, I'm like going, I know where I'm having lunch. So there you go. Okay, so now we get Captain Morgan's.
We get to walk the plank. Now I'm going to ask a question, and there is a right or wrong answer, because if you get it right, you can stay on the ship with me, and we'll pop open a cork of Coca-Cola, a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Since they are underage.
Yes.
So
Coach can take their prize.
Now, if you get it wrong, you've got, I don't know if you can swim well, but you got to walk the plank. So I don't want to.
Can't not be going to be swimming with the fishes when we swim with the sharks.
When we swim with the sharkies, yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask this. So between 2005 and 2023, which men's player had the most amount of weeks ranked inside the top 10? And I'm going to give you some names to choose from. But between 2005 and 2023, which men's player spent the most amount of weeks ranked inside the top 10? Andy Roddick, Casper Ruud, or Rafael Nadal? Rafael Nadal.
I mean, I gave him the answer, so.
I think Rafael Nadal. Yes.
You think who?
Rafael Nadal.
Okay, there you go. I got 2 yeses. Hey, congratulations. You get to stay aboard and have some soda.
We'll give Tim the...
Very good. Now, bonus question. This is probably pretty easy. How about the women's? Who do you think the women's would be? Ranked in the top 10?
2005 to 2023. There's only one.
There's only one.
Goodness gracious.
Who's a famous women's tennis player that you like?
Williams.
What's that?
Serena Williams.
There you go. Yes, you can say it confidently. Serena Williams, yes.
Serena Williams.
That was a bonus question. There you go. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. That's always fun. So,
all right. Well, is there any message that you want to, since we do have video, that you want to say to your family back home or anything? Say hi or whatnot? No?
You got to the coach. I'm almost 40. I don't care about me anymore.
You're still gonna you can say hi to your mom.
Hey, Cindy. Hey, Pops.
Hi, Mom.
Jeff, Stormy, Oreo, I get James, Hillary. I'll get everybody. Jasper, Malcolm. I'll get all the pets in too.
that's beautiful.
Well, this has been another successful episode. Again, NSU Women's Tennis, we want to thank you for taking time out.
Yeah.
Still not as bad as you thought it would, right?
No.
No? Okay. She's still... No, that's right. That's good. That's right. Well, anyway, we appreciate you coming on here. So this has been the Riverhawk Sports Tennis Podcast. I'm Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.